Light. Peace and light. Come on in here, family. Come on in. Peace and light. Peace and light. Peace and love. Peace and joy. Peace and power. Peace and amazing nature. Come on in. Come on in. You are watching Magick Up TV. Here's where we talk about love. We talk about law. We talk about all things you understand. Here's where we say life is easy. We make it hard. There's nothing off the table that we talk about. Come on in, y'all. The difference between sacrifice and investing. And we're talking about relationships. Let's make this clear. We're talking about relationships. We're talking about relationships. We're talking about relationships. Relationships are the cornerstone of community. Community is what creates a strong nation. You understand? The difference between sacrifice and investing. So, I'm going to jump right in here. Make sure you're sharing this message. Make sure you're hitting the love button, hitting the share button, you know what I'm saying? Let somebody know that the Alchemist is in the building. You understand? Archaic text is full of stories of sacrifice. You understand? Archaic text gets the reader to believe, you know what I mean, that in order to live a fulfilled life, that we must continuously sacrifice. The purpose for my existence, or a purpose for my existence. A purpose for my existence is to help bring a new perspective or a slightly different perspective or just a different perspective, period, to have the shit we've been led to believe for the purposes of liberation. We don't realize how programmed we really are until we start breaking this meal down, until we start breaking the essence down, right? And it's crazy because it's like, how do you get the resolve that you're looking for if the way by going to it is full of toxic vibration? How do you get the resolve of euphoria? How do you get the resolve of, you know what I'm saying, financial resolve? How do you get the resolve of love? How do you get the resolve of peace if more than half, more than 75, more than 85, more than 90% of the things that we're digesting is coded for subliminal release of control? Subliminal release of control. What does that mean? That means that subliminally, you are giving up an amount of control to the powers that be while you are feeling empowered, not while you are experiencing empowerment. Those two are different things. And more, I promise you, there's not many people that are experiencing. They are emotionally tied to something that they will never experience simply because the program that they are digesting is one that is meant for them to submit control more so than it's meant to educate and to liberate. Because under the correct education, under the proper liberation, there is no control. You understand? If you teach me, if I'm a parent, right? If I'm a parent and I have a child and I'm teaching my child properly, if I'm teaching them properly how to take care of themselves, if I teach them properly from birth, properly, the proper child will be able to take care of themselves by the age of 13. For the most part. You understand? For the most part. 13 to 15. If you did it right, they won't even need you. They won't even need you. Of course, you know, there's the exception. But I'm talking about that day-to-day that most people are complaining about having to put up with their children. You understand? Most people are complaining about this nature simply because it makes them feel validated. You understand? If they really gave their child the lessons of liberation, then the child would have no need for the parent. So then let's keep moving forward. If you truly understand the purpose and the divine nature of relationship, right, then there is no need for sacrifice. There is investing. What is the difference, Seven? I'm glad you asked. What is the difference between sacrifice and investing? I don't want anyone sacrificing. I don't want not one person sacrificing on my behalf. Not at all. You don't want anyone sacrificing to be with you. Investing is different. So what's the difference, Seven? Let me tell you. When you are, peace, Quay, I see you. When you have decided to sacrifice for something, right? You're saying, I'm gonna sacrifice. Number one, going into a sacrifice, you have no idea the amount of energy or the amount of sacrifice that's required for the non-identified exchange. A sacrifice means that you are giving up something, right? You're giving up something, hoping for something in return. Sacrifice has nothing to do with preparation. Sacrifice has nothing to do. Sacrifice is the death of something. To sacrifice something means that you are putting something to death. You are offering up something at its most deadest. You know what I'm saying? You Hold on,
All right. See, when I start dropping that science, we start getting that feedback. We start seeing interruption from the electronics. You know what I mean? Why? Because true liberation, when you're liberating people, you're unplugging them from the matrix. That means that anything that they do from the point of liberation is because they desire to do it, not because anything has made them to do it. They are no longer plugged into anything that offers them a resolve. They have created the resolve for themselves. Whether that comes or whether it doesn't, they are okay with it because they are liberated. They are absolutely by their own design. Okay? So, let me get back. Sacrificing something means that you're killing it. You're offering it up in its most deadest state. You understand? We're talking about words and we're talking about understanding. To have words and to speak to a body of people, you have to be careful of the words that you speak because of the common understanding. Peace, I see you, beloved. To speak to people, you have to have a place of common understanding. We got to have a place of common understanding. Yes, certain words can have certain meanings, but that might be the exception to it. We're going to deal with the common knowledge of it, right? So the common knowledge of sacrifice and the common knowledge of investing. The common knowledge of sacrifice is to put something to death. We are out here killing ourselves to be in a relationship. You are killing yourselves, you know what I'm saying? Offering your most deadest state up to someone, hoping that that is good enough for the existence of what promise? You don't even know. You don't even know. I asked these people, like, why would you do that? I don't know. I thought that, why would you think that? Here you are, you used to go to the studio, you know what I'm saying? You used to be, you know what I mean, at the lounges or the network marketing meetings. You used to be, you know what I'm saying, at the book club, at this place, at that place, at this place. You got into a relationship and then you allowed that person to Oh, you can't go to the studio tonight. Pop, 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 pop. Oh, you can't go to the place tonight. Pop, pop, pop. Oh, you can't buy that. Pop, pop, pop. Oh, you can't do that for yourself. Pop, 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 pop. And you allowed yourself more and more death, more and more death, more and more death, more and more death, hoping that the deader you become, the better you'd be for that person. What? But the craziest part about it is that they chose you in your most invested place. When you got chosen because you were investing in you. You were investing in life. You had calculated algorithms. You knew exactly what you want. You knew exactly how to go get it. You knew. You were invested. You spent time learning that thing. You spent time in that craft. Then you got with that person. You didn't spend time learning that person. You didn't spend time learning what that person wanted. You didn't spend time learning what you wanted with that person. You didn't formulate no kind of algorithm to actually have what you desire. You just killed everything and was hoping to land somewhere good. You got with a whole nigga that said he was a god. You got with a whole woman that said she was a goddess. And then you put rules and regulations on them people. And they allowed it. They allowed the sacrifice. They allowed you to sacrifice them so that you could be elevated. That is what happens. What up, though? They like, damn, he going in. I am, though. I am, though. You don't have to sacrifice. You understand? You don't have to sacrifice. You don't have to. I'm telling y'all, man. You so concerned about the popular opinion. You so concerned about doing it the right way. There is no right way to do it. The only way to do it is how you want to do it. How you desire to do it and what you allow for the exchange. And not every allowance is a bad allowance. Do you understand? Everybody was a slave. But they don't want you to know that. They only want you to be consumed with the fact that niggas were slaves. They don't want you to know white folks were slaves. They don't want you to know Asians were slaves. They don't want you to know that shit. They don't want you to know. Because in doing that, that puts you in the same place as them. Then you got to ask the questions. Well, how did you get from being a slave? I invested. I didn't sacrifice. I didn't do things I didn't want to do for the hope of nothingness. I did what was required in order to have what I want. I did what was required to have what I want. I did what was required to have what I want. That's called an investment. It's called an investment. You find a queen who's amazing, you know what I'm saying? She got a plan. She know the plan. She working the plan. You don't have a plan. You're a great guy, you understand? But now you come into this relationship, you know what I mean? You got two options. You can either be the sacrifice or you can invest. Being the sacrifice, she gonna talk shit to you. She gonna tell you what you don't want. She gonna boss your ass around. She gonna, you own nothing. You have no ownership of self. You have no ownership of identity. None. Investing is different. Investing means you understand that in order to be with a woman like this, you're going to have to give up a little bit of your time to help her with what she got going on, because you ain't got shit going on other than your job, nigga. She done figured it out. So you got a choice. You can either be the sacrifice, and being the sacrifice is hard, y'all. Being the sacrifice is hard. You getting treated however, whenever, with no regard. You are the sacrifice. Don't nobody care about you, how you feel. But the moment you decide to become the investment, life cannot exist without you. You understand? The moment you become the investment, and the investment is like this, shit. She got the plan. I wasn't given the plan. She got the plan. So when she come home tonight, I'm going to make sure them feet is massaged. I'm going to make sure that that back is rubbed. I'm going to make sure them shoulders ain't got no load on it. You understand? I need her to be able to think the way that God want that woman to think. You understand? And the same way, sisters, you ain't got to be sacrificing for no man. But if you chose a man that got a plan, you got to shut the fuck up sometime. You know what I'm saying? You got to be like, hey, shit, that brother got a plan. I'm going to go ahead and cook this shit up real quick. You know what I mean? Because God didn't give me the plan. He gave him the plan. You know what I'm saying? Or she gave him the plan. It gave him the plan. We're not going to sit here and argue over the sex of a spirit. But what we gonna do is make sure that we still in the number once that motherfucker hit with the shit going on. You understand what I'm talking about? Y'all done forgot what the shit, y'all done forgot what life is really about. You forgot what life was really about. You got so busy watching MTV Cribs. You got so busy watching all these reality shows. You got so busy watching all these rich folk, you know what I'm saying, complain about common problems. And then you heard some preacher tell you to sacrifice. Oh yeah, you got to sacrifice. You know what I'm saying? Why? Because they didn't express to you what the hell an investment was. Oh no, ha! You got to sacrifice. Oh man, y'all, my neck hurt, and I'm still trying to act like my neck ain't hurt. Yeah, you got to sacrifice. Ha! You got to give it all to the Lord. Ha! Give it all to the Lord. Ha! Let me tell you something. We've been bamboozled. We've been tricked. Because if you're giving it all to anything, you ain't got none for you. If you giving it all to everything, you ain't got none for you, and the best investment is the one in yourself. The more you know who you are, the better mate you choose for yourself. The more you know who you are, the better life you have for yourself. It don't matter the struggle. When you know who you are and you doing what you want to do, the struggle a little bit different. The struggle like, damn, that shit hurt a little bit, man. Ooh, but I chose it. You know what I'm saying? I did this. When you are a sacrifice, you're like, oh, Lord. Why, Lord? Why, Lord? That's what you act like when you the sacrifice. That's why most of the people that you see out here is acting like this. What? Why, Lord? What? Look at her. She doing all that shit, and she got a Bentley. She got a Bentayga. She got a house. She got a lover. She got money. Cause she doing what the fuck she wanna do. A double-minded person is wicked in all their ways. Now, you said you wanted a king. You said you wanted a queen. You got in a relationship and gave them niggas rules. You said you wanted a god. You got one. And then tried to get a nigga rules. Huh? Where they do that at? Where they do that at? And then they allowed it. You're allowing it. You said, hey, I'm a god. And then they was like, yeah, but look, you gonna take that motherfucking trash out, nigga. You know what I mean? And he was like, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Happy wife, happy life. She was like, I'm a goddess. He was like, yeah, but when I get finished playing that PlayStation shout, I need you to go ahead and make sure dinner finished. You know what I mean? And that's all he doing. Oftentimes, those that have the most are too busy trying to take the high road, and they're being utilized for their energy and resources. I'm going to say it again. Oftentimes, those with the most power are allowing themselves to be used to save face, to appear continuously a blessing, or to appear continuously You know what I'm saying? Non-confrontational, because spiritual people are non-confrontational, right? No. To get what you want, you must invest. The investment is the only thing that has a promise. The investment is the only thing that has a promise. Why? Because in order to be fruitful in an investment, you have to abide by a certain code of conduct. You have to abide by a certain law or principle. You have to actually have a roadmap, a blueprint, or a plan. All that winging it, you're killing yourself. You're killing yourself. Stop being the sacrifice. Luther, I see you, King. Golden Rule, I see you, King. Oh, I see you, beloved. Stop being the sacrifice. So many of you all have realized that if you were to stop right now, if you were to stop being the sacrifice right now, then what you're dealing with could possibly come to a screeching halt or an end. And you're afraid of that. You're afraid of it. I can't tell you what to necessarily do, but what I will say is this. If fear and obligation is what has you in a chokehold, then you, my friend, are absolutely a sacrifice. If you're going through a rough period, that's one thing. Everybody's going through a rough period. Everybody go through a rough period. Going through a rough period don't dictate whether you're on the right path or not. That's some bullshit. Again, I am here to extinguish all of these mistruths. People feel like because they're going through a rough spot, because their relationship is going through a rough spot, because they're having challenges, then obviously this is not what the Creator wants for them. That's not an obvious situation. That's not obvious. Obviously, you don't know what you want. Because if you're like, God, what do you want from me? What do you want from my life? You haven't made it yet. If you're asking an entity what it wants for your life, you have not showed up yet for your own. You have not become the investment. The moment you become the investment, the moment you start investing, all things become clear. Clara, I see you. All things start becoming clear. You start to gain clarity because the questions of why starts to enter into your mind. Why am I doing this? I don't even want to do this. Oh, maybe that's why I'm not being blessed, because I'm acting against my own spirit. I'm cooking and I don't want to. Which is a little bit different from I'm cooking and I'm tired. When you don't want to do something, like you absolutely do not want to do it. I do not want to cook. And you're in there and you're cooking, you're a sacrifice. Well, Seven, what happens when, you know what I'm saying? So you mean to tell me every time you cook, you want to cook? Even when I don't want to cook, if I involve myself in cooking, I have already made peace with cooking. The moment my hand hit whatever it is I'm doing, it is infused in purpose and peace. We are not doing this grudgingly. We are not grudgingly doing anything. Do you understand? You could be the most powerful sorcerer in the world, but because you are grudgingly doing something, that shit will not be blessed. You will struggle with that thing for the rest of your life. And then you're wondering why certain shit just is amplified the moment it happened. I don't understand. Whenever I'm being bad, that shit just is amplified because that's the shit you really want to be doing. That's the shit you really want to be doing. Nobody had to talk you into that. Nobody had to force you into that. Nobody had to, sway you into that. That's the shit you really want to be doing. Nah, but what did happen is you came to church the next day, and the minister made you feel real fucked up about it. You was like, oh, hell, well, if I'm going to hell about it, maybe I shouldn't be doing it. A frog don't roar. You ain't never heard a frog go, roar. And you ain't never heard a lion go, ribbit. Peace, Sabrina. I see you, Queen. You ain't never heard a cat go, roar, 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 roar. And you ain't never heard a dog go, meow. What's the point you're making, Seven? What's for you is for you. And we so busy feeling bad. What's for us? We so busy feeling bad that, you know what I'm saying? I just want somebody to come and lick under my underarm, bro. That's all I want. I just want somebody to come and lick my underarm. Why I gotta feel bad about that? I'm a god, ain't I? Can't I have somebody lick my underarm? Why I gotta feel weird about that? So now I gotta sacrifice the joy of having my armpits licked, because I gotta sacrifice the desire of getting my armpits licked so that I can fit into the social construct of those who are only kissing on the lips. I gotta sacrifice what I really want so that I fit the social construct to have what they're experiencing, but they're complaining about that shit. So I'm supposed to give up everything I am to fit into a number that can't even be quantified. You want me to act like them so you can be happy? Come on now. Come on now. Ooh, my neck. Why you want me to be like them so you could be happy? Why you want me to be like them so you could be happy? Why can't you fuck with me how I am? Because my aura and my essence brought you in the yard. Queens, y'all get these men coming into your life. You know what I'm saying? Your essence brought them. You was, you know what I'm saying? You was slapping people around. You was kicking them in their face. You was spitting on them. You know what I'm saying? Nigga was like, ooh, ma, shit, I let you spit on me. And then they wife you up. You know what I'm saying? They king you up. And then they go, you know that ain't ladylike, right? You know, like kicking people in the face and spitting on them ain't ladylike, right? Like, you know what I'm saying? You gotta be ladylike, ma. Why you chose a spit kicker? Why you chose a spit kicker? Now, she gotta sacrifice. Now, the spit kicker gotta sacrifice being a spit kicker, but that's what brought you to the yard. Oh, you come on my live, you know what I'm saying? You can't wait to go out with me. I'm the God. You know what I mean? You telling all your friends, girl, I went out with the alchemist. Girl, let me tell you. Girl, let me tell you. And the moment I say some shit like, you know you're not going to be the only one, right? Like, you know you're not going to be the only one, right? I can respect you. I can give you, we can kumbaya, but you do know you're not going to be the only one, right? Now, why can't you be a monogamist? Why can't you be like Fred? Why can't you be like Tom? Why can't you be like Bob? If you wanted Fred, Tom, and Bob, go fuck with Fred, Tom, and Bob, ma. When you come on my live, you see me chopping heads off, then you want to go and do stupid shit, but you don't want me to chop your head off. Why you always gotta come for me? Why can't you just let me do stupid shit and be okay with it? So you want me to sacrifice my intelligence. You want me to sacrifice my consciousness. You want me to sit in front of you while you down 2% milk every day? You want me to sit in front of you while we sitting down eating, and you want to devour pork chops in my face? You want me to sacrifice everything I am to be with you? Come on, man. No. Never. I am never sacrificing. But I will invest. I will spend that time that's needed to get you to understand who I am. I will spend that time that's needed to combat the conflict. in a peaceful format, or until we get to that peaceful format. I will spend the time that's needed to help you with your business so that you can grow and you can be who you need to be in the marketplace. I will spend that time that's needed to make sure them feet feel good when you sitting down, that back is relaxed when you laying down, that your mind, you know what I'm saying, is comforted. I will invest that time and speak life into that relationship. I will speak life into that motherfucking life of yours. I will invest my security to make sure that anything happen around you, and if I'm in the vicinity, it ain't going down if it's designed to hurt you. But what I'm not going to do is I'm not going to sacrifice who I am to be with you. I can't do it. Because the moment I do it, it's no longer me you got in the relationship. And why can't people understand this? You want this great person and you want to break them so that you can have all control. You want to break me so that you can have control. You want to break me so you can have control. Player talking about why you telling my business. See, I'm telling. Look, it's been in the vibrate. It's been like a phone call, like the phone just been ringing. Talk to him about control. Talk to him about sacrifice. Talk to him about investment. Okay, I'm gonna talk to him. God damn it, I'm gonna talk to him. I've been up for hours. I couldn't wait till light came. I couldn't wait. It was like, talk to him. Okay, all right. So Clara, I hope you're listening. Carmen, I hope you're listening. Sabrina, I hope you're listening. Who else on here? Tanya, I hope you're listening. Luther, I hope you're listening. Golden Rule, Shanaza, Limit. Look, Nicole, I hope you're watching. I hope you're listening. The days of sacrifice was given to the human being because that was the first format of social construct. They had to sacrifice. There was nothing that they could see that had been built. Everything had to be built. Everything had to be formed. Everything had to be, you understand, constructed. Everything. There was nothing. There was a void. Sacrifice was necessary. Why? People didn't belong to themselves. They were property. Just like now. I don't belong to me. The moment I decided to make myself a public figure, the moment I decided to give myself to the public for whatever reason, I no longer belong to myself. So now we got to be responsible for what we are. Am I going to be a sacrifice to the public? Hell nah. I'm not waking up doing videos every day if I don't want to. I'm not going to make the public make me do shit. Nah, what are we talking about? I'm going to give you the essence of who I am. I'm going to give you the essence of what I am. And I can't give you the essence if I'm made to give you the essence. You got to wait for that shit. You got to get it when it comes. So why am I going to submit myself to a human being that has not done half the shit I've been able to do on this planet? Why am I going to submit my freedom? Why am I going to submit my authority? Why am I going to submit my magic? Why am I going to submit my time to a human being who has not done half? Not even half, not even a quarter of what I've been able to do for these humans on this planet. And then want me to feel bad for it. Well, look, you ain't no real man if you can't submit to one woman. You ain't no real man if you don't come and pay 100% of these bills. You ain't no real man. You're right. I'm not a real man. I'm not. Ain't none of this shit real. So now what we arguing about? I'm not going to allow you to sacrifice me. I'm not going to allow you to talk me into sacrificing myself. You know how many men are out here sacrificing themselves because they don't know that they don't have to be that to be a man? Women been had the platform. Women been had the platform. Yeah, my name is Lavette. I got 6 kids. I think I lost who I am in the second one. I think I lost my identity as a person on my second child. You know, they are a terrorist. They are little terrorists, and they come to steal your soul. And I just wanted you all to know that it felt good after my 6th child left the house 10 years later when I learned how to love myself again. Now that I'm 63 years old, you know what I'm saying, and my kids nigga's been out of the house now for 42 years. It's what you're doing. Because you was the sacrifice. But when you invest, you kick doors open. When you invest, you understand? You're leveling things up. You're no longer allowing things to happen. When you're sacrificing, you're allowing things to happen. You're like, well, you know, I'm sacrificing. This is for the sacrifice. But when you're investing, you're like, nah, that shit don't look right. I don't think I'll get no ROI off that. I don't think my ROI gonna be good on that. You know what I'm saying? I need my ROI to be good. You know what I mean? I need my ROI to be good. That's how you should be thinking. I need my ROI to be good. If you're putting in this time, but you can't see the ROI, if you can't see the return on your investment, if you can't calculate the ROI, we not making good investments. We are now being a sacrifice. You understand what I'm saying? Y'all been a sacrifice. And then you went and put your church hat on. You know what I'm saying? You was like, girl, I'm a sacrifice. You a sacrifice? You're like, yeah, girl, I'm a sacrifice. Like, when you gonna get that ring? I don't know, girl. I don't know. I hope soon, though, because you know these eggs just drying up. Yo, you understand? But that chick that's investing, she like, shit, I give him a good 8 months, because, you know, he just got the sales team together. He just got the sales team. I think he just put 2 in the sales team. He got a sales team and just put the quota together. You know what I'm saying? He just took out an ad in the paper. You know what I'm saying? I think he just got an office. You know what I'm saying? So my ROI is looking real good in a minute. You know what I'm saying? My ROI looking real good. He gonna have money and he gonna have time, girl. He gonna have money. So I'm gonna keep massaging them feet, girl. I'm gonna make sure every day he go to that office that he gonna be focused, so he can teach that sales team how to sell that shit, so we can have that house in the next 2.5 years, and we gonna have them 8 cars, and we gonna have a museum, and we gonna have a community center. That's called an investment. See, you know what you doing. She know what she doing. She got that shit calculated. He ain't pulling no wool over her. Why? Because they gonna be talking about some things. So listen, you were saying you still wanted to get married in 36 months. That's still the goal. You want to do that? Okay, so we working toward that, right? So we work backwards, right? So, you know, we do that. All right. So then by year 2, that means we should be at a different place, right? So at that place, so now you got milestones. You got milestones. You know how to calculate that thing. You know what it looked like as it's adding up. You're not, you know what I'm saying, hoop dreaming this shit. When you sacrificing, you hoop dreaming. Stop sacrificing and invest. Peace to man, woman, and child, and all things to walk the earth as above, so below. May all things be balanced and well alignment. Dua, dua. As I send this love and light back to each and every one of you. You've been watching Magick Up TV. I am Seven The Alchemist. Make sure you are sharing this message, man. Fuck all that shit you don't want to do. And if you're going to do it with love, do it with purpose, and do it with honor. You know what I mean? Let's level up. Love y'all.